So, the thing I always kind of say is, this is going to lead to 1,000 years of darkness. Always 1,000 years of darkness. Well, I mean that because it's entirely possible we could go through 1,000 years of darkness. Like, the things that are going on right now, Donald Trump does something because he's trying to get shit done, right? And the Democrats lose their fucking minds and do everything they possibly can to, fucking stop it. Like, no matter what it is, they do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to stop it. Now, this has been kind of the way shit has gone for 3 years now. Donald Trump tries to do something, they try to stop it. Tries to make a trade deal between Mexico, America, and Canada. We've got impeachment to decide upon. We don't have time for all that business shit. Right? Like, we're going to stop immigration at the border, illegal immigration at the border. We're going to do all this stuff. No. Okay, well, people are suffering, so we're going to separate the children from the parents because it's what we do when people are caught and they're criminals and whatnot and so on, and we're going to have to process them like that. No. Okay, well, we can't keep the kids with the... Like, what do you want us to do? We want you to make sure that the problem is much better. Okay, well, can we have more beds and facilities? No. You know what I mean? Like, it's this constant battle of, can I do something to make things good? And they go, fuck no. Now, we've gotten divisive enough that everybody's painting everything with this two different colors. Right? The kids at the border are suffering. They don't have their parents. We need to do something about that. Awesome. Let's build a giant wall so that they can't sneak in, so that they won't have any reason to do it, and then we just won't have the problem. No, 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 no. The way I see it is, we just open our borders and everybody can live here that wants to. Right? Like, it's two different solutions to the problem. Both of them have their pros, and both of them have their cons. Right? If everybody could just live everywhere, then, I don't know, I guess there's a pro to that. Somewhere. But there's a whole lot of fucking cons with that, right? And actually, like, maintaining our borders and keeping our nation sovereign, there's a whole lot of pros with that. I guess there's cons with it too, but whatever. You know what I mean? Like, right? Like, and there's the problem. Like, the problem is the people who want to say, no, anybody who wants to live here can live here. They think that's great because they think that means that we'll just get a whole bunch of people and everything will be awesome. We'll have all these people and they'll all be Americans, and when they get their American wealth check, that you're an American, now you're wealthy, then we'll have more money in the country. Won't that be great? That's like how they fucking think it works. Doesn't work that way. Therein lies the problem. That's why the other solution is better, albeit not perfect. There is no such thing as a perfect solution to a complex problem as you have people sneaking into your country. They want to be there so bad. That's a very complex problem. There's a hell of a lot more than that than just people want to come here. Like, that isn't the fucking issue. Why are they doing it? There's the issue. How are they doing it? That's an issue. That they're doing it isn't the whole fucking issue. Like, it's so much more than that. And therein lies the problem. We have a lot of people that are being taught by our government throughout their lives. I didn't go to private school. I went to public school. What do you think public school is? Government school. And we're pumping out more and more infantile idiots that can't think beyond when shit gets complex. Shit starts to get complex and they go, no, you just gotta understand. No. It's so simple. Just let them do what they want. If people want to come here, God bless them. Let them. Like, that's what they want. I want them to be happy. Sounds like something a 6-year-old would say, right? Well, these people are sad where they live. So if they live here, they'd be happy like us. So let them live here. They'll make them happy. Very infantile. It's a very infantile way of thinking about it. Because we can't support the 7 billion people that are on this planet or whatever the fuck it is. Again, with numbers, fuck off. I don't care. We can't support the entirety of the planet in this country. It can't happen. Yeah, we're the most wealthy nation in the world. Because we don't have all the poor people here that are everywhere else. Like... And we don't have jobs for all of the people that we have living here. How the fuck are we going to support a couple of million more people? And the solution isn't take all the money from the rich. That runs out after a while. Like, when the rich people run out of money, we'll all still need to eat. So how are you going to pay for it then? The 1 billion people that lives in the United States of America. How are you going to feed us all? When all of the rich people have either fled or become poor, like all the rest of us. Then what do we do? Well, that's complex. I'm not going to think about that. Let's just think about making everybody happy. So our government schools churn out fucking government-made morons that then grow up and vote. And what are they voting for? Who's going to plead to their childhood, their inner child the most? Is it Elizabeth Warren going, there's really a problem with all these billionaires in this country? How is it even legal that there would be billionaires in this country if there's poor people? Sounds like something a 6-year-old say, right? Because it's a very fucking infantile way of looking at a very complex problem. How do we get more people to be highly successful? That's the problem. We don't want to unsuccessful the successful people. That's stupid. That's going backwards. We want to successful more unsuccessful people. We want to bring up. The rising tide raises all ship. The lowering tide lowers all ships. Right? If we raise up the lower parts, everybody prospers. If we take all the people at the top and push them the fuck down, well, where do you think the people at the bottom go? They don't go up. It isn't a fucking seesaw. Shit don't work like that. Stop thinking like you're 4. But this is the direction we're headed. And the fact that 50% of the country has become so infantile that they think that this shit is not only sensical, but that it's a great idea. $1,000 a month. Wouldn't you be happier if you got $1,000 more a month? Fuck yeah, I would. Well, let's do it then. Well, where does that money come from? Don't worry. Don't worry about it. It comes from them. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about where it comes from. We've got people running for president that are literally trying to bribe the populace for votes. Like, Donald Trump didn't do this. You can blame Donald Trump for this all you want. Donald Trump came in and tried to do something different. He built a platform. of policies and ideas that he wanted to implement because he felt the country as a whole would be better if done this way. And then he dared to stand upon that platform throughout his presidency and actually has attempted to try and do all of the things he said he was going to do. He put effort into being the President of the United States. How dare he? And because of that, what is the only way that we can combat that? Bribes. We're going to give you everything. You guys need health care, right? We'll give it to you for free. Just make me president. Do you think that Bernie Sanders is actually going to stand on that platform? Do you think he's actually going to be able to? Like, you do realize there's more to it than just him. If anything the last 3 years has taught us is that a president can actually accomplish precious fucking little on his own. And I think changing the country in so dramatic a fashion as to make healthcare a free commodity just in our fucking world, like leaves on trees or water in ponds, like, you think that's actually gonna fucking happen? All of you people that think that shit's gonna happen, you think about it. You really think that's gonna happen? Bernie told you how he's gonna do it. I will tell you how I'll do it. We're gonna ask for it, and then we'll get it. That's fucking infantile. And when people said, yeah, that shit doesn't fucking work, Bernie, how are you really gonna do it? He went, we're gonna raise everybody's taxes. So it isn't fucking free anymore then. Gotcha. That's how you get free things. You pay for it. It hasn't sunk into anybody's mind yet. That it's all bullshit. Elizabeth Warren, I'll give you guys free health care and I swear to you I won't raise your taxes. How are you going to pay for it? I don't know. Don't worry about it. It's going to get paid for. Because of all the money we're going to save from giving away all of this health care. Healthcare is one of the most expensive things in this country. Yet somehow when our government's going to pay for it all, it's going to save us money. Anybody who believes any of this shit, infantile. You were taught by public schools. The government trained you to believe whatever the government says because it sounds so much better. Because you're fucking 6. That's as far as your brain goes. This shit doesn't get better from here. This is just where we are. Think about where we're going. Alright. Pretty much a foregone conclusion at this point, Donald Trump wins. Right? So let's just say that happens just cause fucking whatever. We're going to have another 4 years of the same fucking shit we've had for this last 3 years. And we're going to continue to have this shit for the next year. They're ramping up. You get that, right? Like, they're ramping up for the next 5 years at least. So we're going to have another 4 or 5 years of this fucking shit. What we've gone through in the last 3 years. What happens after that when Donald Trump can't be president anymore? There's no fucking way that anybody is going to change the Constitution to allow him to run for a 3rd term. There's no way that the American people are ever going to accept King Trump. Like, it's a funny meme. That's all it is. It's just a meme. It's never going to happen. So what happens after 2020 or 2024? As far as I'm concerned, it's a predictive dead zone for me. I can't see past 2023. I can't see what happens in 2024. I don't know. I have no idea who could run that would give us anything like what we've been getting from this president. Obviously not from the... I'm talking about from the president himself, not all of the shit surrounding the president. No. Nobody else is going to build a platform and stand on it. Nobody else has the balls. We don't have any more people like Donald Trump. That's it. Once in a lifetime, folks. You are going through literally a once in a lifetime event. This may never happen again. It's been over 100 years since it's happened last. So, But if one of them win at any point under this kind of shit, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to try and do a whole bunch of crazy shit that will ultimately lead to the destruction of this country. Because we're going to go fucking broke. That'll be how we get destroyed. Going broke is a way of destroying the country. It works that way. And what's going to happen? The Republicans are going to do everything in their power to try and stop it. Except it's going to be an actual fucking thing now. Like all of this piddly horse shit. Oh, they had a phone conversation with Ukraine. Gives a shit. Donald Trump, get over yourselves. All you Republicans, especially you dumb fucks and Connors, Adam Schiff, Nancy Pelosi, you all need to get over yourself. Donald Trump doesn't need to do anything to get one over on any of you. He doesn't. I'm sorry. You help him too much. If you fucking morons would stop eating your feet, he might have a struggle. But I don't see him sweating over this. I don't see him sweating over Joe Biden. Joe Biden, at this very moment, might not even remember he's running for president. He really needs the fucking Ukrainians to dig up dirt on Joe Biden? And he doesn't need that shit for any of the rest of them either. He just needs them to show up. That's all he needs to win. To have one of them be his opponent. But, yeah. When it comes around to a Democrat being president, they're going to try and do shit like we're going to give everybody $1,000. And the Republicans are going to fucking lose their shit. And they're going to try and stop it every fucking way they can. And then what the story's going to be is, you're just doing this because this is what happened with Trump. And that's going to be we're the victim again. Because you're just doing this because we picked on Donald Trump for 4 years. Now you're picking on us. Well, first of all, no. And secondly, so what if yeah? So you admit you were just assholes for the last 4 years. Oh no. So then that's going to become our government. Democrats going to be president. The Republicans are going to stop him at every turn. Republican becomes president. Democrats are going to stop him at every turn. It'll be a way of both sides forcing it to where nothing actually happens. So nothing gets better. But if that's going to be what it is, then what the fuck do we as the people do? How do we get things done? I guess we need to make a concerted effort to only vote for one side or the other. Make sure that if a Republican is president, that we have a Republican House and a Republican Senate, otherwise nothing gets done. Of course, then, who knows what gets done? And vice versa. We just vote for all Democrats and then fucking just hope we're still around in the next 50 years. Like, so then why are we bothering with the two-party system? Why are we bothering with our system? How about we just pick somebody that we think is going to be a really good dictator for us, and then just fucking whatever happens, happens. They fucking freak. The Democrats freak the fuck out every time Donald Trump does something, because that sets a bad precedent for presidents in this country. And the way that we're going to combat his bad precedents is by making worse precedents. We're headed towards 1,000 years of darkness. And I don't it's not going to stop. Like, if you think I'm going to tell you what we can do about it, nothing. Ride it the fuck out. I'm hoping I'm dead before it gets really bad. All your children, however. I mean, like I said, I can't predict past 2023. But I essentially can see that there is a divergence past that date. And one side is bright and warm, and the other side is dark and cold. I certainly fucking see that, I can see that. I can't make out distinct shapes in either place. But I can see that we have two ways we're headed. And you think the next 5 years is gonna, you think anything's gonna get fixed? Or do you think it's gonna get worse? Personally, I think it's gonna get worse. And when it gets worse, we start heading more down the one way than the other. 1,000 years of darkness brought about by stupidity. Because one side wanted to rig the game. And they did everything they needed to rig the game. And they're going to lead us into 1,000 years of darkness. There isn't any hope. It's not going to get better. Like, we all have to make an effort in ourselves to try and make things better somehow. We as individuals, it all comes down to the individual at the end of the day. We as individuals need to decide to eschew our groups and go back to being individuals that all have beliefs. Some of our beliefs ally with other individuals, and we accept that makes us kind of like a group. But we accept that with the full knowledge that while we may agree on one thing, we don't agree on everything. We're still individuals. We just happen to see eye to eye in this respect. Because that's what we are. We need to get back to reality. Actual facts. Science. Quit making up our little diluted fictions because we want to win. We all need to do this. All of us. Every single one of us. And it's never going to happen. So, there you go. There's kind of an expounding on the thoughts that I came up with. I started kind of down yesterday with it all, and adding a little bit more element to it. But yeah, 1,000 years of darkness. We're headed that way. We have the ultimate power to decide to not do that. But we all have to do it together. And some people think 1,000 years of darkness is what's going to lead us to the light. Because they're children. And they just don't know any better. And they've been told by so many adults who speak like children, trust us. So, yeah, there you go. I hope everybody has a good day. When you go out there in the world, be nice to people. When you go out there on the internet, be nice to people. Remember, we can continue to be fuckheads and drag ourselves to hell, or we can evolve and not go down a path that's going to lead us to 1,000 years of darkness.